Hey guys, Chris here. Today I'm in the middle of Nevada again, in the desert, and I've been taking these BLM roads off the main highway, and I think I found one that I like. It's a good dirt road. I'm going about 20 miles an hour. That's pretty good for a dirt road. And I'm heading to kind of a cliff pass. There's definitely a saddle or a pass here with some big towering white and reddish cliffs. Looks just really interesting. I don't know much about it. I'm just literally exploring, but I'm gonna put the backpack on and then I'm gonna hike up to the higher elevations, maybe even on top of one of this mesa here, and spend the night. So we're gonna go see what's out there. That's next. This is turning out to be pretty interesting. We got some really good looking cliffs here, and I think this road is going to go up and over a pass or something. Got all my gear, and we are literally just exploring some raw country. I'm seeing some white sandstone this way and towering cliffs. This is pretty fabulous. Nobody out here. This is not a designated recreation area or something. It's just Bureau of Land Management. That's what BLM means out here anyways in Nevada. And this is pretty fabulous. I'm liking this. So all right, so far so good. Look at that. Nice. Absolutely fantastic, you guys. This is what I was hoping for. Spectacular. Look at it, just goes on and on too. If this was in any other state, say something like in the Midwest, it'd probably be a state park. Out here, it's not even on the map. Well, I found it. Well, I am very happy I found this place. It was totally by chance. Driving down the freeway, I was heading for Tonopah, Nevada, and I saw this reddish mesa out here, and I decided to kind of see if there's a way to get out here. Sure enough, there was that BLM road, that gate took me right out here. So, but yeah, this is pretty much unexplored country. I need to find a place to camp, and we got a lot of options. All right, I think I found a good spot. There's rocks here I could sit on and cook on. I got some juniper trees for some windbreak protection, and I got this little rock playground up here, kind of towering over my little campsite. So that's pretty cool. So this would be a very good spot to set up camp. Okay, the sun's going down pretty fast, and it's been kind of cloudy. A little bit of sun poked through, and otherwise it's been cloudy. But I've been trying to get out of the smoke for the last couple days, and this is like the best I could do. I think this is mostly cloud cover, but the smoke was really bad this morning out here in Nevada. So, okay, so what I have tonight is some spicy ramen noodles. I took them out of the package, and so we're just gonna have to add hot water to that. I took some grilled chicken, stir-fry chicken, and I actually grilled it this morning when I was at the campground. Grilled that all up. So I just got some pieces of chicken, so it's kind of ready to go. It's gonna get heated up with the hot water. And then I have some veggies I'm gonna chop up and add, and they'll be kind of crunchy, but they'll be part of it. So it's kind of a ramen noodle chicken veggie dish. Get the canister stand. I got the little Primus here, so it's a little guy. It's actually my backup. Alright, that'll make a nice little dinner. This works for a one night out meal anyway, so. Alright, that is done. That is boiled. Okay. I'll have to let that sit. See, it's a little shallower than I wanted it to be, but if we rotate it around, I think we'll be fine. Then the trick is to cover it like that for 3 minutes so it has a chance to really cook. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, look at that. That works good for just a few minutes. It's nice and mixed up. It has got a lot of water in it, but that's okay. It's a lot of spicy broth going on there. It's even got little carrots in it, so I'm calling this. Let's get everything put in here. Okay. Now, let's see, do this carefully. That looks pretty good for, maybe that's, there we go. And one more cauliflower right there. Kind of save those for a little extra. Look at that. Yeah. And then we can mix that up. It's still really hot, so that'll kind of, I don't know if it's really cook it, but it's going to warm up the other stuff. So I'm calling this veggie chicken noodle ramen. Veggie chicken noodle ramen. There you go. I like that. Veggie chicken noodle ramen. Yeah. Good enough to eat. See if I make this work. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Ah. Wish we had a sunset tonight. It's just cloudy. Just cloudy though. But I got the veggie chicken noodle ramen. Woo! Look at that. That is, I don't know whether to eat it with the fork or the spoon. I guess both. I'll have to be doing both. Look at that. Well, it's been a nice quiet evening. No sunset, but very peaceful out here. And this is really cool country out here. I'm really liking this mesa that I'm on. And then tomorrow we're gonna go up to the top of this thing and then skirt around. And I saw some white stone formations with some cliffs and towers, and we're gonna go see what that's all about. But this is really cool out here. Like I said, this is the kind of place people just don't come out here. This is not a park. This is not a map on the maps. There's no trailheads. There's nothing. It's just, I just found this place. So don't get me wrong. I like places like Zion and Yosemite, but the main parts of those can be super busy. And I just like to kind of find my own little place sometimes. So I got this whole area. I went up to the top after I ate and looked around, and I could just see for miles this way, and little domes and hills and valleys and stuff. And it turns out these trees here, like this one right here, are actually pinyon pine. Here's a pine cone. There's pine cones all over it, so yeah, some of them are junipers, but pinyon pine. So they got a really nice look to them. It's fun being out in the middle of the desert and having little pine trees. So it kind of reminds me of being in the mountains and stuff. But yeah, this is good country. There's a lot of deer tracks, so there's a lot of mule deer out here, and this is looks like mule deer country right here. And wherever there's mule deer, there's mountain lions. So there's most likely some mountain lions in this area. This last spring, I was camping along the Feather River in Northern California just for the night, and I was coming down some switchbacks, and I just had a feeling about it. Wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I just had a feeling I was going to have like an encounter or something. And I sat at my camp in the pine trees next to the river, and there's like a sandy area because it's like a river bed. And so when it gets high water, the sand comes up, recedes back down to the main riverbed. But down by the river, there's rocks, and then there's sand, and then there's more rocks. And I was in the sand section with my camp. I made a nice little camp there, and this was kind of before the fires and stuff really took off, and the fire restrictions. And so I made a camp, made a nice little fire pit, and had dinner. And just had a nice little camp. I was going to film it, and I was going to do some fishing, and it was super windy, and it just didn't come together, and so I just decided just to spend the night. And so I'm sleeping in the tent. It's 3 a.m., and I had charged my little Petzl headlight here. This is the Attic Core. I'm not doing a commercial right now, but this thing was really handy for me, and I was camped out and sleeping, sound asleep, and then I heard straight off my right side, so I'm going to say that's 3 o'clock. If there was a clock here, that's 3 o'clock, and I heard this like a cat, and I think it was a bobcat, and he went like that, and then he was moving. I could hear him over here at about 1 o'clock. And he went, you know, that kind of thing. And then he's at about midnight, same thing, does the cat, big wild cat noise. And then about 11 o'clock over here. So I heard him just do a complete circle just with the 4 different wild cat sounds. Like that. I don't know if that's very good. And I went, okay, let's get the headlight on and let's go out and see what's going on here, because I'm not feeling comfortable just laying here, right? And so I take the headlight and I shine it around, like looking for him, and then right about where I last heard him, and sure enough, I see 2 eyes glowing from the headlight looking back at me. And I'm like, okay, let's keep track of this guy. And I saw him get up and turn sideways and go to the right, and I could see his profile, and I saw he looked like a cat, a big cat, not as big as a mountain lion, but a large cat, and I could see he didn't have a long tail. And then he came back this way, went behind the rocks, disappeared. Then he came back this way, paused, looked at me, made one more sound, like that, and then disappeared, and I didn't see him anymore. And I'm like, okay, where is he? And from what I know, bobcats are very elusive, and they're relatively shy. It's very rarely will they attack somebody. And so I was like, okay, well, there he is. I don't know if I ticked him off. I was on his nightly route, and all of a sudden he pops through this clearing, and he sees a tent, and he got kind of ticked off at me, and he's like going around me or something. So I'm like, okay, well, let's get back to bed. 1 hour later, I'm laying in my bed, pretty much sound asleep, and all of a sudden I kind of wake up and I hear some footsteps walking on this side of my tent, not that far away, probably 3 to 5 feet. And all of a sudden I hear this, and I was like, oh God, that's crazy. So I sat up, had my hurricane whistle, turned the headlight on full beam, and I took this hurricane whistle and I went like that. I was like, I am ready for this guy, and I hope that scared him away, and hope that blow your ears out. Sorry, but these things work great to scare animals and to get help. And I'm like, okay, now it's 4 in the morning. That little bugger is right. He was right there. I don't know where he is now. So I said, I don't feel comfortable just laying here. So I got out of bed, unzipped the tent. Fortunately, I had my charging bank, and I had been charging my headlight after I went back to bed this second time at 3 in the morning. And so this thing was ready to go again. And I had my whistle around my neck ready to go. And then I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go make a fire. And I had this really nice tall rock fire pit and built a roaring fire. I was collecting wood. I had all my lights on. And I said, I'm going to sit out here until the sun comes up because I'm just not comfortable right now with this bobcat kind of ticked off at me. And so anyways, I spent the next couple hours acting like a big boy. I'm not afraid of a bobcat. Bobcat Bob. Anyways, that's why I call him Bobcat Bob. And I collected a big pile of wood and had sand. I cleared it way back. It was all sand around it. It was a great fire pit. And felt really comfortable and safe, ready for anything. But I don't like to always have stories that are kind of scary or whatever. But sometimes things happen, and you gotta be prepared. I did pick up some pepper spray. I got it's called Frontiersman pepper spray, and I got that in my arsenal, particularly for bears and mountain lions. And so I have that available if I need it now. And but that was interesting. Yeah, and then I read the next day, oh yeah, bobcats are very timid and shy. And I was like, yeah, well, tell that to Bobcat Bob. He apparently doesn't read Wikipedia. What can I say, you know? So that's my wildlife encounter story for the night. And anyways, I think I am gonna maybe head to bed here pretty soon. It's been a nice day. I really like this kind of exploring. And I'm about 2.5 miles, maybe 3 miles from the car, but we're gonna continue, like I said, along the mesa here, work our way to the top and kind of see what's going on, and then see what's at the other end. And then I'm gonna do like a big loop back around to the car and then hit the road back out to the highway there. And yeah, this is very cool out here. I'm gonna call this Bobcat Bob State Park. There's probably bobcats out here, I would think so. All right, well, time for bed, guys, and we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I did one more thing here. I put both my headlights out, a 450 lumen Petzl and the 550 Petzl, and I put them behind the rocks and up there. Isn't that cool looking? Hey, good morning, guys. I slept pretty good, and gonna make some breakfast. Gonna have a quick oatmeal and coffee. Then we're gonna get up over this mesa here, check out what's on the other side. Woo. Okay, we got the Quaker maple and brown sugar. I grew up on this stuff. It's kind of fun to see. It really hasn't changed since I was a kid. There's the Captain or whatever. Let's say Captain Crunch. Ahoy! Going double. I'll go with that for right now. Ziploc bag of French roast. Load that bugger up.
Pour a cup of this good smelling coffee. It will taste as good as it smells because it's good ground Maxwell House. Maxwell House coffee is good to the last drop.
There it is, morning brew. I got these from the dollar store, 99-cent store. a variety of trail mixes that they have, and I can save a lot of money by doing that. So I like throwing some nuts and raisins. Maybe the raisins, but all right, there we go. Cheers. Always a good idea to pack out your coffee grounds. So when I do my fresh roast, I need to take the grounds with me. That is why the instant packets work so great. There's nothing to pack out except a little mini packet. But for one night, couple nights, this works great. I get to have my own coffee, so. Okay, so this is in essence all of my gear right here, not counting my bear canister, which I bring that with me even when I'm not in bear country, because it works well for me. I get all of my cooking gear in here, food, everything. So I like everything to be packaged up nice like that. But you could obviously use a wet bag or a dry bag for that, or some kind of other storage container that works better for your food, cooking supplies, way to make fire, knives, tools like that. But I like everything all packaged up. There's really nothing that is significant, like small things like floating around, like where's my knife? And I have to dig around my pack for it. So I really like that. But really we have the my REI Quarter Dome 1 right here, and this is 2 pounds 7 ounces. My sleeping bag, Flex Light chair, which you don't even have to have a chair. I like the chair. I actually love my chair, but it's an extra pound of weight to bring, and some people don't want it. You don't need it. You can sit on a log on a frog, or on a frog. You can sit on a rock in the dirt on a log or whatever, but I like my chair for sure. The Nemo tensor, I forget what the weight is on that, 1 pound something. It's well, maybe it's almost 2 pounds, but Nemo tensor, that's a great sleep pad, sleep system. Got the Montbell puffy jacket and the Nemo pillow. Gotta have my pillow. And the Z-Lite by Thermarest seating sit pad. What do you call this? Z-Lite pad. Z-Lite. You sit on this thing. That's what you do. Sit down on this thing. Invaluable. With all the rocks and the needles and everything, this works great for my cooking. But you can see everything is all consolidated down. First aid kit right here. And my cook pot. This is the only thing that is a cooking item that is not in the bear canister right there. So water bottles, trekking poles there at the top, right there. And then I have some electronics and personal things in the top lid of the Osprey Atmos 65, wallet, cell phone, keys. I like bringing those things with me. If I leave them in the car, somebody breaks into my car, I'm like, shoot, why did I leave my wallet in the car? Now I don't even have that. So, you know, when you're at a trailhead or park somewhere, you got to think about those things. As well as I do have my frying pan. This is not the frying pan. This is my Sea to Summit Delta plate, but that nests with my frying pan. So when I'm frying or cooking, I'll have that as well. And if I'm near a water source or have a water source, I'll bring my Sawyer Squeeze water filtration system. This time there was no water out here, so I decided not to do that. But anyways, just wanted to give you a quick look at my gear there. You guys always like this gear stuff, so. Anyways, time to get hiking. A good little shelter built into the yellow rock here. It's a little different color, a little different rock formation than the pinkish orange rock. But if in a situation, in a pinch, this would actually make a fairly significant shelter. If you had to, you could take some pine boughs, soften it up on the floor in here, and some other grasses maybe, and at least you would be have a little shelter from the wind, rain, hail, things like that. But check this out. Yeah, look at that. That would work. At least it'd give you something. Home sweet home. I love playing in the dirt. All right, pretty spectacular view up here, minus the smoke and the clouds, which not much we can do about that. But anyways, get the idea up here. It's quite the mesa that I'm on. I can see more towers and these red rock formations around this way. So it seems like around the base of this thing, they're really significant, and then it kind of plateaus off at the top. And I'm gonna head down to the base of this, work my way to the flatland down here. I can actually see the road that I came in on right out here, it looks like. And so I'm down here off that way. But thank you for watching. Good to get out. I wish the conditions were even better. This would be spectacular with the good blue sky and warm light on the red rock. If you like what I do, like and subscribe. And as always, keep hiking.